Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to continue on from the Hearts Galore pattern. We ended off on row 30, so now we're going to continue on to row 31. So you should have 9 pink squares. So we're going to chain our 5 to begin row 31. So 5, and 3 half double crochet in the third chain from the hook, and into the next chain and the next chain, and turn your work. So for row 31, we're going to do 10 pink squares. So that's 1, chain 2, 3 half double crochets into that chain 2 space from the previous row, slip stitch, chain 2, 3 half double crochet. So do 10 pink. So I did 10 squares. So now we're going to do 3 white. So going behind that square and slip stitching with the white, giving that pink a tug. Chain 2, 3 half double crochets, that's 1, 2, 3. So now we're going to do 6 pink. So again, we're going to go behind. See right there, I didn't pull it tight enough when I connected them. So just make sure, you know, it's nice and snug. So we're going to do 6 pink squares. Six pink squares done. Gonna go behind. We're gonna do 4 white, one, 2, 3, 4. So now we're going to do 8 pink to end row 31. So I finished my 8 pink squares, which ended row 31. So now for row 32, we're going to do 9 pink stitches, 9 pink squares. So make sure you chain your 5. Oh, I did one too many. And then your half double crochet into the next 3 stitches. And turn. So do 9 pink squares. So I did my 9 pink squares. So now we're going to do 4 white. So go behind the white square. One, two, three, four. We're going to do 5 pink. So go behind that pink. Give that weight a tug. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in behind that pink, we're going to do 3 white, one, 2, 3 half double crochets, so that's 1, 2, 3. Behind the white, gonna end row 32 with 11 pink squares. So I finished my 11 pink squares. So now we're going to go on to row 33 and we're going to do our 5 chains. We're going to turn our work. We're going to do 11 pink squares. I did my 11 pink squares. So now we're going to do 4 white. And behind our pink, slip stitch, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're going to do 4 pink squares. So behind your pink, make sure you tug nice and tight. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Behind your pink, and do 5 white. Five white done. To end row 33, we're going to do 9 pink squares. So I completed 9 pink squares to end row 33. So for row 34, we're going to do 10 pink squares. So chain 5, three half double crochets in the next 3 stitches, and turn your work. So 1 block done. We're going to do a total of 10. Pink squares done. So now we're going to do 12 white squares. So I'm going to do one here, and then do the next 4 squares, and I'll meet you back right here and show you how to go over these guys. Okay, so I did 5. So you can cut off this pink bobbin. Give that a nice tug. So going behind the pink and doing a regular square. And same with this one. So all of them you're going to go in behind. Make sure you're pulling it nice and tight to hide that connection. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 behind the pink. Eight. Nine, and then 10, 11, 12. So you can cut off this white one. And then just continue on as normal, giving that white one a little bit of a tug. Eleven, 12. So now we're going to do 12 pink stitches. So go behind that white. So finish row 34 with 12 pink stitches, or pink squares. 12 pink squares done, which ended row 34. So for row 35, we're going to do another 12 pink squares. So I completed my 12 pink squares to start row 35. So now I'm going to do 13 white. So these are fairly easy rows. Same with row 36. It's just going to be big sections. And then row 37, we're going to be adding in another bobbin. So going into that pink, pull in the white, Okay, so do 13 white squares. So I did 13 white. So now I'm going to end row 35 with 10 pink squares. I completed 10 pink squares to end row 35. So for row 36, we're going to do 11 pink squares. Starting with my 5 chain and doing my 3 half double crochets. So do 11 pink squares. I completed 11 pink squares. So now we're going to do 12 white squares. Squares done. So now we're going to do 13 pink squares to end row 36. For rows 37, you're going to need another white bobbin. So I completed row 36 with my 13 pink squares. So for row 37, what I want you to do is take out that last stitch from the half double crochets and put your 3 loops back on, and then with a white bobbin finish that square, and then do your chain 5, so we're only going to do 1 white square for row 37. So we're going to turn. So you're going to need your pink. So you can either like cut this off and move it up there, which is probably what I'm going to do just to make it less complicated. So going behind your pink, reattach. Actually, because it's a pink color, you don't have to, no, you do. Okay, so we're gonna, because you have a white here, so we're just gonna do your slip stitch, pull tight, and then work over that tail. And then you're just gonna like, you can either like knot these and then weave them in if you'd like, up to you. So now we're gonna do 12 pink squares. I'm gonna continue working over that tail just to hide it. I completed 12 pink squares, so now we're going to do 13 white. So going behind that pink, bringing the white through, so 13 white squares. White squares done. So to end row 37, we're going to do 11 pink squares. I hope you guys are enjoying this pattern because it's like turning out so beautiful. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And I love how quickly it works up. So do 11. 11 pink squares done for row 37. So for row 38, we're going to do 12. And turn. So 12 pink squares. 12 pink squares done. So now we're going to do 12 white squares. I promise it will get a little bit more complicated as we move forward. We'll be adding in some more bobbins and making more hearts. 12 white squares done. So we're going to do 13 pink. So behind that white, so 13 pink squares. Pink stitches, and we're going to end row 38 with a white square. So then row 39, we're going to do 2 white. So chain 5, and we're going to turn. So that's 1 white, two white, so now we're going to do 12 pink squares. 12 pink squares done. So now we're going to do 13 white. So 13 white squares done. So we're going to end row 39 with 12 pink squares. So now we're on to row 40. I finished my 12 pink squares. So for row 40, we're going to do 13 pink squares. And turn. Okay, so 13 pink squares. So I did 13 pink squares. So now I'm going to do 13 white. I did 13 white squares. And now we're going to do 12 pink squares. In the next row, which will be in the next video, it will get a little bit more complicated than that. So don't you worry. So I finished 12 pink squares. So to end row 40, you're going to do 2 white squares. I'm going to end the video here. In the next part, it is going to get a little bit more complicated, a lot more switching. So thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. And I can't wait to get this blanket completed. Alright, thank you for joining me, guys. I hope you have a good morning, evening, and night. And I'll see you in the next video.